Hi, welcome to the Gr8 Nrthrn Sexcast episode 30. This is Colleen Bertino, and today Tara and I are here together, and we're going to be talking a little bit about some interviews that Kelly did during our employee seminar a few weeks ago. Yeah, I was out of town, and so they're bringing me in now to take care of it, and there's a whole bunch of fun stuff to talk about. And so here we go. I think our first one is going to be Wicked, and it was Bonnie from Wicked, correct?
Yes, Bonnie from Wicked was here to do a seminar with our employees, and she is the sales director in the U.S. for Wicked Sensual Care Lube and Wicked DVDs.
Okay, so she does the DVDs too.
Yes,
All
yep,
right.
she does both.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, I know that we've really done well with the product, so I can't wait to hear what she had to say.
It is a hugely busy day here at the Fantasy Gifts employee event. I'm here with Bonnie Kale from Wicked. And Bonnie, you brought Jessica Drake to town last night.
We did. Jessica did an event at one of the Fantasy Gift stores.
How was the turnout last night? I wasn't able to be there.
You know, I wasn't able to be there either, but I heard it was wonderful, and everybody at Fantasy said Jessica was a real hit, but she always is. So
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me.
For sure. And she's going to be speaking today too, right?
She is.
Okay. So tell everybody, if someone is not familiar, if they listen to the Gr8 Nrthrn Sexcast, but they are not familiar with Wicked, tell us about the company.
Well, Wicked was started about 23 years ago. It's an adult video company. And the vision for Wicked was to make female-friendly and couple-friendly movies. A lot of the stuff on the market was gonzo and more geared towards men. And my boss had the vision to do something for couples and women to get DVDs into their sex lives as well.
And that obviously was a raging smash hit.
Yes, absolutely. We had Contract Girls. Some of you might know the name Jenna Jameson. Jenna was the second contract star at Wicked. And so if you wanted to see a special girl, you had to get certain movies because that was the only place they were making them back then.
Smart. Where's Wicked based?
We were we're outside of Los Angeles in the San Fernando Valley.
Okay, yeah. So you are, I figured probably that you were. Now, the incredible success of the movies, and a lot of people have seen, probably almost everybody that listens to this Sexcast has seen one or more of your movies. You guys branched out, though, into other things as the company got successful, right?
Yes, we did.
So tell us about it.
We just created a line about 3 years ago of exclusive intimate lubricants. They're very healthy. They're very much like the Wicked brand, where we really wanted to incorporate sexual health, sexual wellness, and so all the formulas were made, or I should say we had them made specifically for us with sexual health and wellness in mind. Added some ingredients that we didn't see in the marketplace, brought in a gal from skincare to bring in some of the ingredients in the skincare market that we could incorporate into intimate products.
That is so cool. I mean, this company, it sounds like they went into an industry that really had a funky reputation and a whole, a perception definitely out in the general public, and just completely rocked it.
We really did. We really did. We, as I said, basically stayed with that Wicked brand. It is a very clean line, something that, I've been in this business for 33 years.
I was just going to ask you. Wow.
Really, really long time. And so I've seen it evolve a lot. And there was a time where people used, Crisco, or, they weren't thinking about what they were putting on and in their bodies. And I think the consumer is much more savvy about what they want on their body, in their body, to taste when they're using certain lubricants. And when we really created a line that is just wonderful, healthy, feels good, and created so that we were the best quality, but we weren't going to hit the consumer in their pocketbook.
Yeah. No, I mean, so you've been in this business that long. How long have you been with Wicked?
I've been with Wicked 10 years.
Okay, yeah. So you saw what was coming on, what was about to happen.
Yes.
It was really kind of a sea change then, wasn't it, for the industry?
It was for us. I mean, for sure. We don't do anything quickly.
Mm-hmm.
It was about 2 years in the making.
Mm-hmm.
We decided how we wanted our products to look. We decided if we wanted it to be organic, not organic, and basically what we did is we didn't want it to be organic. As I always say, is you could get and make an organic cake. It might be the best thing for you, but it's not necessarily going to taste very good.
Yeah.
So we kind of took the best of both worlds. And where we had to absolutely use a chemical compound, we did. But if we could replace it with natural extracts that were better for your body, we did without compromising the feel of the formulas.
That's really, really interesting. I'm about to ask what is bordering on a very stupid question.
No, go
but
for it.
Is there such a thing as vegan lube?
Yes, we are vegan. We
That's
are
awesome.
vegan. We are gluten-free. We are paraben-free. That's not a stupid question at all, and a lot of people ask, and that was one of the things that was very important to us.
Okay.
We're also PETA certified.
Yep.
And if no one knows what that means, it's the protection for ethical treatment of animals.
Yep.
And that's very, very important to us. We protect the bunnies, protect the kitties and the puppies. So yeah, we're all about that.
Oh my God, that is so fantastic. So you guys are almost, I mean, the only parallel outside of the industry that you work in, Bonnie, that I can think of would be you're like the Aveda of sort of sex toys and things and movies.
It's really funny. When I first saw our products, I said, the sensual care, the lubricants, I said, that looks like it could be on a counter in Nordstrom's. I mean, it's very, very mainstream looking.
Yep.
It's something that people could keep in their homes, and no one's going to know that it's what it actually is. It could be a hair care product. It could be, your lotions. You could have it on the bedside table, and no one's going to know that, ooh, they've got lube over there.
You know what's funny? I'll tell you a quick story. So my boyfriend and I were moving from this place that we had been renting back into the homes that we own. And so they were showing the place. And one day I was getting ready to go, because you clear out from when people go. And I'm like, out of the corner of my eye, I see the lube sitting on the nightstand. I'm like, holy crap! And I never thought about that, until then. But the Wicked stuff, it's true. It doesn't at all draw your attention. Like, oh, what have they been up to?
It's very discreet
and classy
and very classy. As with Wicked movies, I always say I've worked for a lot of movie companies over the years, and Wicked is by far the classiest adult studio on the market.
Absolutely. Well, Bonnie, thank you. Just one other quick question.
Sure.
How far do you, what kind of area do you cover for Wicked?
I am the national sales manager for both Wicked Pictures and Wicked Sensual Care.
Okay.
So we have what we call our brand ambassadors that go out on the road and do trainings in the stores.
Mm-hmm.
So we feel that without really educating the staff, we might just be another pretty bottle on the shelf.
Right.
And we really want people to know the difference about our movies, our sensual lubricants. So I kind of travel everywhere except internationally.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, no, that's really interesting too. And one of the things that I've learned about the crew at Fantasy Gifts, literally from it starts at the top with Colleen and her family, and all the way down into all the stars. They are so approachable and so knowledgeable about everything. And I know that a lot of that, well, that's what they're doing today.
That's
they're learning
what we're
from
doing
you guys
today. Absolutely. They are very knowledgeable. So you need to know your stuff because they've got great questions. And that's important. The consumer needs to know what the difference is in the products in the stores today.
I'm going to ask you one final question. It almost seems like if people get the right information and access to things that are not something that they would be intimidated by or feel is seedy, you could arguably say that this can really positively change people's sex lives.
It absolutely can. It absolutely can. A couple of things. One of the things that we have in our water-based products is an ingredient called olive leaf extract. I do believe we're the only lube company that adds this. And what olive leaf is what they call a natural biostatic. So if a woman were to have a bacteria or a fungus or a mold or anything going on in her vaginal region, it doesn't kill it, but it encapsulates it. So it keeps it from flourishing within her own body. And that's a really cool little extra key to have in there just to give you peace of mind.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's something that that the the person that created our line brought into us, and we think is really valuable to be able to tell the consumer.
Absolutely. Well, with all the, like you said, you're PETA certified, your lubes are vegan. The company Wicked is really everything but what it's called.
Well, it's good to be a little wicked.
A little wicked.
A little
In
wicked.
a good way.
Everybody deserves to be a little wicked.
The good Wicked. Bonnie Kale from Wicked, thank you so much. I know we're going to speak with Jessica Drake coming up, so have a great rest of the day.
Thank you so much, Kelly.
Okay, from one lube company to another, Pure is a company that we've carried for a long time, even before Tara started here, but I know she's kept it for a lot of good reasons.
Pure is a wonderful lube company that originated in Germany, and we've carried them for years and years. They're celebrating their 20-year anniversary this year.
Oh, we probably carried them almost that whole time then.
Probably. Yeah, very long time. Very high-end, excellent lube. They have sold over 70 million bottles in over 15 countries all over the world, and I would definitely recommend it.
No, it's a really good lube company. I've tasted most of these. Yeah. Well, people need to know about that stuff, and it works well, and it doesn't taste gross. So this is lovely.
Yeah, all the testing was in the office, right, Colleen?
Oh yeah, I did all the testing here.
More here from the Fantasy Gifts employee event. Oh my gosh, there is so much stuff going on. And stopping by now is John Marinello from Pure. Hey, John.
Hey, how are you?
I am doing well. So tell us, I've seen your stuff, but I think that you are way bigger than a lot of people who might just have been passing noticed your product. Tell us about your stuff.
Well, I do have to say this year is our 20-year anniversary. So happy anniversary to Pure.
Yeah.
So it's been a great journey over the past 20 years. We've just kept growing and growing and growing, and now we are actually in over 70 countries worldwide.
Wow.
And we've opened offices just recently in Russia. We have offices in Australia. Our main office is in Germany. We have offices here in the USA. And actually, we just opened a recent office in Hong Kong.
Wow. So just for people who don't know, can you give a description of all the different products that you guys have? Because that's a lot of territory that you cover.
Sure. Well, Pure actually started 20 years ago, and they were actually the first silicone lubricant on the market. And we are still, as today, the #1 selling silicone lubricant in the world. It is the highest grade, or the medical grade of silicone that we use is just, you could basically call it the Mercedes or the Cadillac of lubricants.
Cool. So it's all lube, right? Pure is
all lubricants.
Okay.
All lubricants, and we do have some great enhancement products, enhancement lubricants. Our #2 selling product is our Backdoor Glide, which is a great formulation without any kind of desensitizing or numbing agents in there. They use natural ingredients. We also have great formulations for women who are looking for products without not a whole lot in there. We have a great new product called Pure Woman Nude, which does not have any preservatives, parabens, or glycerin in there. So it's great.
So let me ask you, John, how long have you been in the industry?
I have been in the industry a total of 10 years.
Okay.
7 years full time. My first 3 years were just on a part-time basis because I was friends with the owner of Pure Group USA, and so I just would travel, just help them out on trade shows, and then about 7 years ago I came on full time.
Okay. So what sort of area do you cover for them?
Well, there's 2 of us that carry the entire North America. So basically the United States and Canada, and we basically just cover the whole territory ourselves.
That's a lot of lube.
It's a lot of lube.
Wow. So yeah, I mean it's gotten more and more as people have gotten more aware. I think people are far more concerned about what they're using.
Absolutely. The whole health and wellness category that has actually just become so popular, and because sex is now more talked about in mainstream, because of the adult store image is kind of changing into these nice boutiques, where more and more people are now actually just talking about it more comfortably. We're just finding that since it's becoming more talked about, it's great. So people are opening up a lot of doors, a lot of discussions about it, and because of the fact that we use only high quality products, and because our company is really concerned about the health and welfare of our consumer, our product has just been growing and growing every year.
Yeah, so that it's definitely, the public interest is definitely increased in that aspect of this. So let me ask you, when you travel, obviously you probably have to take sample case with you.
I usually will ship it ahead of time.
Okay, because I was gonna say how it's liquid. You know,
It's
you either have
liquid.
to check it or.
Yeah, it's liquid. I mean, we do have our most popular size is a 100 ml or a 3.4 ounce, which is still under TSA regulations.
Yep.
But I tend to not really carry anything with me on the plane. I usually will check it in. Lube is heavy.
Yeah.
So usually what I will do is just ship it ahead of time, but I will have maybe some samples that I may carry with me, so forth like that, in case, I just want to push for an upgrade or kind of get a better seat or something like that, and people always love lube.
So you chum the airlines, is what you're telling me.
Hey,
oh my gosh. That's funny.
My best story is that when I went to Vegas, I actually chummed my way into a penthouse suite with one bottle of lubricant.
That's impressive.
Yeah,
I
good.
am impressed. That's awesome. So tell me, I'm just wanting to know, for folks who have maybe not tried Pure, maybe they're already married to one lube brand, or they've just been lazy and never they got what's easy at Walgreens or something. What would you recommend for people not to miss in your line?
I would absolutely recommend them just not to at least try one time our Pure Original Silicone. It is our #1 seller. It is the bread and butter. It is what we build actually our brand and our company name on. People, once they've tried it, they have actually not gone back to anything else. It's just a great, great feeling. We are in the business of selling pleasure, and we sell our pleasure very, very well.
That is so awesome. Well, John Marinello from Pure, I really appreciate you stopping by. This is quite the education for me too today. Every week it's different for me here on the Gr8 Nrthrn Sexcast.
Oh, that's great. Thank you. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
And next up is a new company for us. They've been around for 8 years, but we've just been carrying them recently. And so Maggie came, and it's a Canadian company. They have various different vibrators, and it was just really exciting to finally get them into the stores and work them into our merchandise mix.
Yeah, I recently picked these up at an East Coast News show in Florida. A couple of new toys, a wonderful new massager, the Palm Power Massager, and a Swan Wand, which is extremely powerful. So she brought those things to talk to our employees and a couple of their other products because they're really new for us. Maggie came from Toronto to talk to our employees, which is really awesome. So let's hear from her.
More from the Westin Galleria here in Edina. We're doing the Fantasy Gifts Employee Extravaganza Summer 2015, and I have here with me Maggie. Maggie, what company are you from?
From BMS Factory.
Okay, BMS. I walked by your table. Oh my word, is there a lot of stuff there. What all do you guys represent or do?
We started about 15 years ago with the Power Bullet, and we basically took a small bullet and built it into a whole line into luxury brands that are sold all over the world in Europe and in Australia.
Okay, so how long has your company been around?
The company BMS has been around for 25 years. We started with stores, but the actual manufacturing started about 15 years ago.
Okay, so have you noticed, well, how long have you been there, Maggie, I guess?
25.
Oh, so you've been there the whole time. Wow.
For a while, yes.
Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, so you have had to have observed quite a bit of transformation, not only in the industry, but in the public's buying habits and tastes over the years.
Definitely. The market has changed, and things are so much more mainstream that people are much more comfortable with the lines and with vibrators and different items. So you've seen them transition from smaller items and materials changed, and now we have these beautiful luxury brands completely covered in silicone, and the power that you can get out of them is phenomenal.
They are, like everything else, kind of like other types of technology, if you will, keep getting smaller, right, and more powerful.
That's right.
It's kind of amazing. So what is the specific name of your #1 seller there?
Our #1 seller right now is Palm Power.
Okay.
And it's a plug-in model that it's a wand with changeable silicone heads.
Oh.
And it fits in the palm of your hand, and it's the ultimate power.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So what does that retail for? Do you know?
99.95.
Okay. So that is kind of, would you consider that to be one of your signature products then?
Our signature brand is Swan,
Okay.
but it has a lot of many brands, and it's sold in Europe and Australia and Asia. However, only Palm Power is sold in North America.
No kidding. Okay. So are you planning on expanding that worldwide at all?
Yes, we were doing our best to bring our brands all over.
Okay. When you guys are thinking about either, designing something new, um, how do you at your company? How do you do your R&D really for which direction to go next?
That's a good question. A lot of times, inspiration comes from the most unthought places. And as new technologies come about, and as we look at the different shapes and sizes and what we can do, we try to incorporate the new technologies to bring more pleasure into the bedroom.
So when you say plug-in model, is that rechargeable then? Is that what you mean by that?
Actually, the original Palm Power is a plug-in model that needs to be plugged in. However, we do have a rechargeable model coming out in August.
Okay, so it's plugged in actually when you're using
When you're
it?
using it, correct.
Okay, so I'm assuming it's got a pretty long cord.
Yes, it does. It's 6 feet.
Okay,
So I think it can take you just
I'm
about
sitting there
anywhere.
kind of trying to get my head around this for just a minute, especially like, in the bedroom, it seems like always the outlet is behind the nightstand. You know what I mean? And let's just be honest, that could be, problematic if you don't have the right stuff. So just out of curiosity, do you notice, let's just use the U.S. for an example, do you happen to notice if there's any particular propensity for parts of your line in particular regions of the country, or is it all pretty much across the board?
There's certain products that do better in other areas. We came out with the green leaf about 3 or 4 years ago, and that did phenomenal in Germany.
The green leaf.
They love green in Germany.
Okay.
And we brought out purple here in North America, and purple outshines the green in North America.
Okay, and what is the green leaf again?
The leaf is a completely covered silicone product line, and it's very naturally inspired. The packaging, the feel of the shapes of the items. You could have it on your nightstand, and no one would know what it is.
Okay, there's a lot of that in gaining popularity right now. These things that don't look like what they really are.
In 2010, we developed a new way to make vibrators. Instead of the plastic handle and the different shapes and the two parts, we completely covered the unit in silicone. So it's completely encased, completely waterproof, and you could use it. The play area is 100%.
Okay. And it is interesting. I was just over kind of perusing the bazillion items that are in the main room here where all the seminars are going on today. And they are covered, and you can't even necessarily very obviously see, unless you're looking for it, where the buttons are.
Yes.
How did that become, how did companies start thinking that was a good idea on how to build things? I'm just curious.
Well, I think when you have the two different parts, a lot of times silicone can get trapped in between the seams.
Oh.
And if it's not completely silicone, you lose the whole part of the handle that you're using. It started with an idea of a double-ended unit, so both ends vibrate.
Yep.
So the handle, you could use either one as a handle. And in order to do that, we found a method to completely cover it in silicone. And I think we were one of the first, and there's a lot of people afterwards that are starting to do that now.
Yeah, it's just like every industry. Somebody comes out and then everybody else tries to top it, improve it, steal the idea, right?
That's the way it goes, and makes everything better.
Absolutely. And well, Maggie, thanks so much for stopping by and chatting with us today. We always want to give people a little bit of insight to what they might find when they go into fantasy gifts and what to look for. And it's so great to have people like you come to stop by.
Thank you very much.
Now, the next company that presented, and the next person, it was Ovo, and Samantha came from Ovo, and this is a stunning line of vibrators from Germany. They've won design wars like crazy. But it was about a year ago that I was sent, Tara was at a show, and she's sending me pictures on her phone. It was pretty much just, ooh, look at these. And if anything really catches our eye, then it's different. And we're carrying a portion of a line, not the whole thing, because it's just impossible. Once again, because our customers, we brought it all in. they showed us which ones they liked, and then Tara went through and chose the best ones.
Right. Then we just keep the best sellers, and they are beautiful toys, designed in Germany. This company came out, I think, just 2 years ago, and they're coming out with a new rechargeable line of toys, which I did order, and they're not in stores yet. We don't have it yet, but Samantha was here to talk about the new rechargeable vibrators, which are amazing, and hopefully we'll have those within the next month or so.
Yeah, I would hope so. I know they'll get. Yeah, you never know when something's coming from overseas. I know that they're doing some distribution now from the U.S.
Yes, they're
because they
actually
have that really big warranty.
Yep, they're actually based in the U.S. now, which is
Yeah.
awesome because they have a 15-year warranty on their toys, which is unheard of. So you no longer have to send your toy to Germany to get a replacement. You can send it within the United States. And Samantha will be talking in a minute here.
Hey, coming to you from the Westin Hotel lobby, and I'm here with Samantha Brown. Samantha, what company are you with?
I'm with Ovo Lifestyle Toys.
Okay, so what we're doing here today, everybody, audience, because you're not here, and we're an on-site situation today, like we do sometimes. And for once, it's not the gay 90s. There's a big event today for all of the fantasy gifts in place. So Ovo, what does Ovo do, Samantha?
We have lifestyle toys, and we sell. We are the manufacturers of vibrators.
Okay. So how big is your territory? Because you're a rep for that.
Yes, and I cover the United States.
Whoa, you travel the whole U.S.
I do.
And you must move a lot of vibrators.
We do, and we love it.
How many, how many would you say that your company sells to stores every year?
Oh, I don't even know if I could guess that amount, but quite a few. We have 8 categories of toys. So that's ranging from rabbits to vibrators to bullets to lay-ons to couples toys. So we've got a whole range, and we sell quite a few.
Oh, it's amazing. Okay, so I think a lot of people, I know that I always just thought that there's a couple of different types of vibrators that were made by different companies. You just named like all these categories, but like what's a bullet, for example?
A bullet is a small vibrator that goes, you can use in many different ways to.
You can say anything. It's a podcast.
It's
okay. Trust me, we say everything.
You can use it. You can use it in different places. It's small. It travels well. Powerful.
Does it set off a TSA at security?
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
It doesn't, although I can't say I haven't been stopped before, but I have had to explain, and then I got a big smile.
Okay, yeah, so do you, you must travel with, like, samples, right?
I do.
Do you check them?
I take them on with me.
No kidding.
Yes.
So you have to flip that open every time.
Well, actually, most people, I've only been stopped a couple times, so it's I think they see it and then they smile and they look at whose bag it belongs to. And only a couple times I've had to actually, explain myself.
How many vibrators are in your display package that you carry?
The one that I carry is about 12.
Oh my God. So they're sitting there going, my, she must really have a lot of fun.
I just looked at him and I went,
Do you
I sell vibrators.
So do you get asked a lot?
It's only been a couple times,
Okay.
but it is quite interesting when they do ask.
Oh my God! So that you travel the entire country. How often do you get around to all your various conference groups?
Usually on the road about 2 weeks out of every month.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So.
How long have you been doing this?
I've been doing this for about 6 months now.
Okay, so you're
So
pretty
I'm new. Yeah.
Okay, well, tell me the difference between. There are so many. Even just with what's laid out in the auditorium where we're going to have the event this morning, I can't believe how many different products. What would you say is different about Ovo?
Ovo, it's German inspired, German designed.
German engineering.
And our products, I think one of the wonderful things about Ovo is that we have something for everyone. So, once you get to know your customer when they come into the store, if you just know what they want, we definitely have something for them.
Describe some of the people, when you say something for everyone, describe some of the different categories that you think you have something perfect for.
Well, if there's a couple that comes in and they just want to spice up their sex life, we have some couples rings. If we have a beginner who has never really had a vibrator before. We have toys that are non-intimidating, shall we say, in terms of aesthetically, and very easy to use, one-button control. And then we have, for the person that comes in that absolutely has a huge toy collection and wants all the bells and whistles, we've got toys for them as well, and that they can play with for hours and hours and hours, and figuring out which different settings work for them.
So you definitely say that this is a hands-on learning kind of thing.
It's a hands-on learning,
Okay,
yes,
definitely.
that kind of toy.
Well, before Samantha, we let you go, I want to know what is your number one seller for OVO?
Well, we just launched a rechargeable line, and with that, we have a beautiful toy. It's got 3 motors. It's our E6, and it does many different things. So
Is there one here?
There is one here.
Oh
so
my
I can
God!
show it to you later.
Look? Oh my God! I want to go look at it. Well, Samantha Brown, thank you from OVO so much for swinging by. Yeah, and everybody, you can check out the OVO line carried by Fantasy Gifts in all of the stores or online at fantasygifts.com.
Great, thank you.
Okay, the next company is a closet collection, and what I really like about this company is that they got everything right. Right off the bat, great toy, great, materials, great power, beautiful packaging, good pricing for what it is. And so we've carried it for a few years. We keep bringing in a few more items from them, when it works out. And it was Stephanie, right, that came on in?
Yes, Stephanie is awesome. She actually came out and did some trainings when she worked with another company, so I've actually known her for a while, and she does a really great job with these toys. They're in boxes that sort of look like designer shoe boxes, and all of the toys have names like the Chloe, the Emily, the Carrie B, Slim G, and they're a really great line for us. And this is a company that just, again, came out within the last 2 years, I'd say, and it's doing really well for us.
Yeah, I just love it. So let's hear from Stephanie.
Here at the Fantasy Gifts Employee Extravaganza today, I've got Stephanie. Stephanie, what company are you with?
I'm with Impulse Novelties, and we actually do the Closet Collection line as well as our new masculine line, the Black Door by Closet Collection.
Okay, now what is the Closet Collection line for people who don't know?
So Closet Collection is a relatively new line. We've been around for about 3 years and have been with Fantasy Gifts, I would say, for like 2. And it's a boutique line. There's a lot of color, a lot of patterns and textures. We really wanted to have a line that reflected the way women purchase a lot of other things, where it shows their personality, where they want to have options and things that are stylish and fun.
Okay, so this is being the thing of the podcast. There's really nothing that's off the table, so you can be a little bit more specific.
So with our toys, we have predominantly silicone, mostly battery-operated toys,
Okay.
and they come in shapes and sizes that range from a butterfly that is on a flexible handle for somebody who wants that strong clitoral stimulation, but maybe wants a little bit of a longer reach.
Okay.
Also, then we have toys like we have a new wand that just came out that has pinpoint stimulation for the clitoris versus the other kinds of wands that just have that broad, like sort of bulbous head. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we wanted to have some things that were different to that effect. And we really just focused on having toys that would work for a lot of different people.
Okay.
And then all of them come with a 1-year warranty, a satin bag, a beautiful box. We're known for our boxes. I know you can't see it, but tons of color, lots of fun. And those boxes are all meant to be carrying cases for later on.
Oh, okay. So yeah. Again, it's astounding to me. All you have to do is walk into Fantasy Gifts and see just how much packaging and materials and everything has changed in the last few years.
Absolutely, and that really reflects that more and more women and couples are going into the stores and people are buying toys. And so with that increase of people trying out toys, we want to reflect what they're looking for in the market.
Yeah, absolutely. So have you been in the industry longer than Closet Collection?
I have. I actually started my own company called Metro Cherry, and I've done consulting, I've done seminars and parties for about 10 years. So I started investigating right as the luxury toys were infiltrating the market, so I've been able to see that transition. It's been amazing.
It's all gotten so much more mainstream, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and so when you guys do your research, like you're sitting around saying, let's make something shaped like a butterfly. I mean, how do you get to that point?
Well, this is actually a perfect thing for our line in particular, since we're creating new stuff and we're a new line. Um, the way we describe it is reinterpreting or reimagining the classics. So we look at things like clitoral stimulators and G-spot toys and wands and things that continue to do well, rabbits, those types of shapes with the internal and external. And then we think of how can we do something a little bit different, like adding a handle here, a different contour there. The butterflies just do well because it's a fun, flirty toy that a lot of people just like with butterflies, so it's become part of our roster. But then we do also have other shapes as well.
Okay.
And so we'll look at something and then start to build off of that.
What would you say is the Closet Collection's absolute number one standout?
Probably the Carrie Bee. It's one of the toys we've had around for the longest, so it's starting to become just like our signature toy.
Okay.
But it is just a very satiny smooth, slim G-spot toy, and it sells for I want to say probably around $40, and people then get that satin bag, the carrying case, the 1-year warranty. So there's tremendous value added to a very simple toy. I know Fantasy Gifts sells them like crazy. It's very popular. People love them.
And that what's that called again?
It's called the Carrie Bee Slim G.
The Carrie Bee. Okay.
Named after Carrie Bradshaw.
Oh, seriously?
Yes. The whole thing is all about style and fashion and sexual like empowerment. So
I was thinking Carry, like as in carry along type of thing. That's how. Yes. So I was like, what? Oh no, that's really okay. So Sex and the City, man, they had a huge impact on things. I think.
Yes, I mean it was revolutionary. I don't know if people remember how much it really changed everything.
I just, it's funny. I didn't watch the show when it was airing originally. I think I started watching the seasons like as it was in the last year, And what I thought was the most amazing at that time, and it's been a long time ago now, really, is that they just went there with everything.
Oh, absolutely. And women just weren't talking about sex in the same way as when. And I started watching that show like in high school, so that's probably
Yeah.
like during my formative years was very inspiring. It was like, oh my gosh, this is a revolution. So
Yeah, and I think one of the things that, I liked Stephanie about it so much was that you saw these 4 women that you could argue were enviable in their different ways. They seem to have, great careers and all this great stuff going on, getting slammed around by life and men, like just like everybody else.
oh yeah, exactly. Like you were like perfect, but
Yeah.
absolutely.
So, if you could make a recommendation of anything new that you guys have come out with recently for someone to try that's a little bit more out of the ordinary, what would you suggest today?
I would say we have it both in the closet collection as well as the Black Door line. We have a toy called the Chloe.
Okay.
And it's just about 3 inches.
Okay.
But it's a broad spectrum clitoral vibrator, or just a vibrator with a handle. So because of the handle, you can use it for partner play. And couples shopping together is becoming more and more popular, seeing people actually in the stores with their partner buying.
Okay.
So it's nice because you can find the setting your partner prefers most and stick to it, or
Okay.
that you prefer.
Mm-hmm.
And then because of the handle, you can like reach around or up and under, or all the like delicious little crevices where you may want to get some vibration going.
Mm-hmm.
It fits perfectly. So even though it's simple, the concept of it is pretty unique to anything else that's out there in the market.
Okay, and that's called the Chloe.
The Chloe, or it is the number 7 in the Black Door line.
Okay. Well, Stephanie, thank you so much, and we really hope that you'll join us again on the Gr8 Nrthrn Sexcast.
Thank you so much.
Okay, next up is Sport Sheets, and this is a company that I actually do know a lot about because it's something that I saw. My brother and I were actually in Chicago at a housewares convention because there never used to be just individual adult product conventions. They would go in little areas in other places, and we saw this little spot over the side. It was a brother-sister team, and we were a brother-sister team, and they just had great stuff. And that was in 1993 or something like that, so it's over 20 years now that we have carried their stuff right from the beginning. and their salesperson was new this time. Was this the
Yes.
new one? But
is
she was incredibly enthusiastic, from what I understand. It sounds like I missed a really good presentation. But they carry everything. It's all bondage. The they've got cups, they've got restraints, they've got hog ties. They package it in a lot of different ways for heterosexual couples, for male couples. I mean, they started a long time ago and they've really grown. I mean, it's a wonderful company and good prices, and the quality is good too. That's
The
what I really
quality
like
is
about it.
it is good, and it is sort of more for beginners, couples who want to get into bondage a little bit and try it. The sport sheets name came from their first item that they ever made that they started out with, and it was a Velcro bondage bed sheet where the cuffs would attach to the bed sheet with Velcro, so you could put them around
Yeah, and
in different places.
yeah, and the thing is it was safe because you could reach the edge of it and pull it up, and so
Right,
people were
you
really
weren't
comfortable with
stuck
this.
there, and you could move them around, and that was like a really innovative new product in 1993, and they built over the years, and they have now like more than 400 items, and they did a line called Sex and Mischief, and it happened to come out right before the big 50 Shades of Grey craze, so they have been growing like crazy over the last few years, and we carry a lot of their products, and they do really well for us. This was the first time I've ever met Sylvia, but she did a really great presentation, and they'll like bring an employee up in front of everyone and put some cuffs on them and kind of show you how this works. There was a girl in their spreader bar and cuffs that she put on her legs, so it was actually a really great presentation.
Sometimes I'm glad I was on a road trip and I couldn't make this one. It was beforehand, but I just, my mom's in the room. And I just sometimes it just makes me giggle when I have to look over. My mom's just looking at stuff, and I'm like, "It's my mom."
She loves
But it's
it,
but I love it
everyone
because it's
loves
a
it.
family business, and this is
Mhm.
another family business, and I really they are a wonderful company. So, let's hear from Sylvia.
So next up here at the Fantasy Gift Employee Extravaganza, I keep calling it, I have Sylvia Lopez. Hey, Sylvia.
Hi, how are you, Kelly?
I'm well. So tell us what company you're representing today.
I am representing Sport Sheets International.
Sport Sheets. Okay.
Yes.
Now, I had never heard of you before I started doing the Great Northern Sexcast here with Colleen Bertino, and she absolutely rants and raves about your line. So, would you, for others like me, give us an overview of what Sport Sheets is and has?
Well, Sport Sheets is a company who is always coming up and coming up with new products. The products that we develop and we make are for always keeping couples connected. So that's really what we think about, and we always try to keep in mind when developing a product, keeping couples connected. We always want to keep couples connected when using our products or buying our products. We want the consumer to have that in mind when they're picking up an item. We want them to think, okay, how am I going to bring this home and make my relationship better with my partner?
Boy, it's a different philosophy out there in this marketplace today than how the industry got started, wouldn't you say?
Yes, it is. A lot of people are more open-minded now, so they're more open to finding out what's out there. They're not really closed-minded, so that's very exciting to see.
Yeah, and the okay, so Colleen has mentioned, and I can't remember specifically which items, that you have some unique products to the entire market that are just with the materials and the usability and everything. And by the way, it is a podcast, so you can say anything. You don't have to censor yourself at all. It's okay. So go ahead and describe away.
Yes, one of the products that I would like to mention is the Under the Bed, which is our #1 top seller. It is a bondage restraint item that goes between the mattresses, and it's been, ever since it came out to the market, it's been selling, and it's the #1. And even till this day, it is the #1 seller.
Okay, under the bed.
Right.
Okay. Did you guys get, what kind of lift, I'm wondering, if any, did you guys get from the whole 50 Shades of Grey movement?
Oh my gosh, we did so awesome and phenomenal with the whole 50 Shades of Grey wave or phenomenon. We actually, before the 50 Shades of Grey books came out, we developed a new line called Sex and Mischief.
Okay.
And that line came a year before it, so we started promoting that line, and it was black and white packaging, and it was very voguish looking, um, very welcoming to women, very sexy photography. So when the whole 50 Shades of Grey books hit and started selling like crazy, then a lot of people started buying our products and picking up a lot of sex and mischief just because it kind of correlated with the whole 50 Shades of Grey cover, and we also had a lot of like products that were mentioned on the book.
Okay.
So, for example, the nipple feather clamps, the anal beads, the cuffs, the paddles, the crops. So we did really well with all that.
Okay. So now, does Sport Sheets, is it exclusively leaning towards the BDSM realm?
We've always had, I don't know if we're going to call it BDSM, but we do have a lot of some BDSM products.
Okay.
In our line.
Okay.
But we don't like to promote it in that way.
Okay.
We really want to promote more products for couples.
Okay.
Products for keeping couples connected.
Okay.
That is really what we aim for.
And you know, it's a different marketplace. I've talked to a lot of your colleagues in the industry today, and it comes up on our Great Northern Sexcast all the time that the trend is definitely towards couples investigating all of this together.
Right, and it is, especially that's one of the things that we are happy about, that the whole 50 Shades of Grey books kind of made it more mainstream. So now people are, like I said, being more open-minded, more willing to try, and they're not just staying away from these boutiques. And then also stores are doing their job too, where they're remodeling their stores, making them more women-friendly, making and more inviting.
Mm-hmm.
So more women, more couples are coming in the stores just because, again, going back to the 50 Shades of Grey, it opened up a lot of doors. Again, people are feeling more comfortable. They're willing to try, and it's very exciting to see.
Okay, so let me ask you this, Sylvia. How long have you been in the industry?
I've been in the industry for 6 years.
Okay, how did you get involved?
I started as a receptionist at Sport Sheets, and then I just moved my way up.
Okay.
And
wow.
I love it. I've been with Sport Sheets, 6 years, and I love working there. It's a really great environment. I love what we do, and again, I love the fact that we really promote bondage in a way to keeping couples connected.
Okay. Well, it certainly was if you're bonded, right?
Right.
So let me just ask, what is your exact title?
I am a sales director.
Okay. How large of an area do you cover?
I cover the West Coast, and I cover Europe.
Europe and the West Coast.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. So what is it like? We are having some serious laughter coming from the other side. It's always a good time around the Great Northern Sexcast, and today is absolutely no shortage of that. What's it like traveling with your equipment that you show into Europe?
I know, it is really exciting. I've been doing it a little bit more now. 2 years ago, I was doing much less, 20 to 30% travel. Now I'm doing 60%. So it's definitely increasing. I love it. I love the experience. I love working with all the rest of the vendors. They're very awesome. I mean, owners of the stores are very wonderful. I love that they want to promote education, and that's the reason why they invite us to educate the staff and have them well educated, and then the retailers passing that message to the consumer. Because education is key. It's key to this industry.
I agree, and that's definitely a large premise of why Colleen and the Fantasy Gifts company wanted to do this podcast. They want to we talk about sex in the news, we talk about all sorts of different things, and we have a lot of fun. But at the end of the day, the mission is to make sure that everybody learns something and maybe finds something out, that helps enrich their lives, really.
Right. And that's the reason why we always support the owners of this, Colleen, and we will love to support them. And we want to educate, because there's always something behind just a simple paddle. It's not just a paddle.
It's
There's an education behind it.
Yep.
And the purpose and why should you pick it up? Why should you buy it? It's not just, we don't want the consumer to just look at it as a paddle. We want them to look beyond the physical look of it.
Okay. So one last question I have, geographically speaking, and either U.S. or abroad, would you say what are certain hotspots for certain types of products in off the top of your head?
I, for in my experience, again and again, I would say that with the whole 50 Shades of Grey, of course, it was more the paddles, the whips, cuffs, across the board, internationally, in Europe, and here in the U.S. Again, our top seller has always been the under the bed, no matter what region we are, no matter if it's overseas, if it's here in the U.S., but the under the bed is the number one seller.
Awesome. So Sylvia with Sport Sheets, thank you so much today for coming in and joining us and sharing a little bit about what your company does.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your time.
Well, our next interview doesn't represent a single company or manufacturer. He is our rep from East Coast News, which is our distributor and our person who does our partner website. I know I talk about that a lot because I just love them. And yes, I'm a crazy person with 2 websites, not one. And Justin helps coordinate all of these seminars. He comes into town when we have special events. He's going to be in, it was in for Pride. He was in for our birthday party. He is a whiz at the spinning wheel of gifts. We absolutely love when Justin comes into town, and I'm sure you're going to love talking to him too. Now, I know that I say partner website a lot, and I'm going to explain that a little bit. There are thousands and thousands of items. We absolutely positively cannot carry them all. Even if we won the lottery, which I also mention a lot, we couldn't carry them all. So our partner website carries everything that East Coast News does, and we drop ship from them. So let's say that we carry 3 items or 3 flavors from the Wicked Lube line. They're going to have all of them. Or let's say that we carry 2 items from one line from California Exotic in this particular vibrator line. We'll carry the other 3 and we'll carry all the colors. So it's just a way of getting exactly what you want to you. I know, that's what I love about it. And it helps Tara out too because we can
because we can't buy everything. We don't have enough room in our stores. But East Coast News is a major distributor. They have 3 warehouses in the country, one in California, one in Florida, and one in New Jersey. And they have done a lot for us with these events. They, like Colleen said, Justin and Brian, who is my sales rep there, will organize these employee trainings for us so that they can learn a lot more about all of the products that we're buying through East Coast News.
Okay, so now we're going to hear from Justin.
So sitting here at the Fantasy Gift employee event with Justin, and you're kind of the Mac Daddy. You put this whole thing together.
I do, yes.
What's the reasoning behind you putting on this great day?
What we feel at East Coast News is that when we educate our customers and we educate the staff in the store level, they're able to give better support to the customers and help the customers make their selection in the stores.
you got a fan base over
I
there
do.
in the background. It's funny on the Gr8 Nrthrn Sexcast, Justin, every week we different people that work at the company and in the stores and whatnot will come in and just be part of the mix and everything else. And this whole show really is about that very thing. So do you find that Fantasy Gifts, I'm going to put you on the spot just a little bit, do you believe that they do a good job at getting their people really involved with the products?
They do. We do these trainings twice a year where they close down the store, they bring all their employees in, and we really bring in 8 to 10 of the industry's best manufacturers to educate, train, give selling features and benefits to all the products so that when they're in the store helping customers, they have all the knowledge and information they need.
This is a different industry. It's not like, hi, here's this widget and here's how it works, because you're dealing with so many other issues when people come into a store like Fantasy Gifts, what they want, what they need, and these people have to understand how to talk to them.
Correct. It's not like you can just go in a store and there's 7 different items and everybody knows what they are. It's very personal. It's a very personal way of shopping, and if the store employees know how to sell stuff and they know what to recommend, it's a better experience for everybody involved, and it makes the customers a lot more relaxed when they're shopping in the store as well too.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, pretty much everybody's in business to sell things of some sort, or products or services. But this is so personal that it's a whole different game.
It is. It is. It's hard when you are talking about something you're putting in your body or you're using to enhance your sexual wellness or relationships. It's a touchy subject, and to have a store employee have the knowledge and the verbiage to talk to a customer really makes the customer feel much more at ease and comfortable about going home with something that they're going to know is going to be good for them.
And I know you're a busy guy, you're running this whole show today, but I just wanted to ask you, what have you noticed in the last few years, industry-wise, changes, just from your vantage point?
We've noticed a lot more customer knowledge, a lot more manufacturers focusing on getting their message out there to the end consumer, whether that's through social media, in-store advertising, and we've noticed a lot of stores really scaling back on the amount of products they offer so that they can focus better on customer service and knowledge of those products so that they can better help the customer at the store level as well too.
Absolutely. So how many different manufacturers are speaking today?
I believe there's 8 total.
Okay, yeah, so it's a big day for Fantasy Gifts, and Justin, thank you so much for putting it together. I just was amazed when I walked in that room and walked around at just the sheer number of things that are out there to look at and learn.
Yes, there's a lot of products out there. Just at East Coast News at our distribution center, we have about 25,000 products in our warehouse. So there's a lot of adult-oriented products. So for the staff to be able to know about what they're selling in their store makes a big difference to Fantasy Gifts and to the customers of Fantasy Gifts as well.
Yeah, and I mean, even for the person that, we talk a lot about people coming in with different various issues, maybe men with prostate issues, women that have gone through some cancer treatment or stuff like that. And they directly attribute their ability to be able to find something, so that they can have fun too, to days like today.
Yes, it's perfect for that.
Absolutely. Well, Justin, thank you so much for stopping by and putting this all together.
Thank you.